Alright, what is up YouTube? It's Headline, and today I'm going to be talking about a little game called Marvel Tokon, the only game I can think about. Guys, EVO was this last week. We've had a week to think about Marvel Tokon, to digest all the footage and analyze everything, right? I personally wasn't there, I didn't have a chance to play it, but watching all these different creators play the game and seeing the developer panel, some of the goals, getting insight and impressions from everybody that was there, it was a good experience from the watcher perspective. Just taking the time to really inform myself and get an opinion of my own. So this is going to be my impressions of the game so far from what I personally have seen. Now, I haven't played the game, and I want to stress that I have not played the game, but I do look forward to playing it in the closed beta. I'm really hoping I get into that so that I can give you guys a more informed perspective on the game. But from what I have seen so far and from the feedback of various creators, the game is fun to play. It feels great. The visuals are great. And if you're playing a fighting game for the first time and that's your impression, well, that's a good thing. They're on the right path, right? From what I've heard and what I have seen with my own eyes is that this game is very different, right? It is not a Dragon Ball Fighters. It is not Marvel vs. Capcom. This is a very different tag game, one that I don't think anybody has ever seen before. And the feeling of this tag game is definitely a little bit weightier, so let's talk about that for a second. This game having the single shared life bar, having you able to swap assists but not necessarily needing to, is a very unique approach that I think strategically will play differently. You only start with one assist, but as you break the wall, you will get your other two assists for the game, which strategically, you're going to want to break the wall as fast as you can so that you can get the advantage for that first round. Now, with every round, the opponent also gets their assist, right? So it is a three-round fighter. By the final round of the final game, you will both have your full team, right? But assuming you get the advantage the first two rounds, by the time they have all of their assists, you will have 2 rounds on them, right? So that's pretty huge. It will definitely matter in the first round of the game, but by that second round, if it's a pretty back and forth match and you guys are both breaking the wall, is that really a mechanic to really stress or think about? Not really anymore, right? It starts the game that way. And that's the most important. You're going to have your point and anchor at the start. So those 2 characters that you start with will be the most important for the game. The other 2 you unlock will be, the characters maybe you want to swap into mid-match to change the strategy, right? Or just have more powerful assists on your side if you're just playing with the main character, right? So pretty cool there. The shared life bar, it's interesting. If the assist takes damage, it appears that you will also take damage. So there's strategy in that aspect, but there seems to be no benefit at the moment to actually tagging unless you are enforcing mix. So we'll have to wait and see there until we play it. What's also very interesting is the feeling of the game from people who have played it. They say it feels weightier, it feels heavier than, say, Dragon Ball Fighters. The characters in Dragon Ball, very light, right? You're able to run and jump across the screen, super dash, right? You're flying around the screen in Dragon Ball, whereas this game, they're a little bit more weightier, you're a little bit more on the ground, and that will be appealing for players of, say, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, right? For this more 1v1 approach to tag. It's going to make this game feel like a different tag game because the characters just feel that way, right? The gameplay director of the game is from Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, so if you guys have played that game, it will be similar to that with a mix of Dragon Ball, with a mix of Guilty Gear Strive. Marvel Tokon is its own beast in regards to the feeling and movement for the game. So that's something to look forward to, I think, more than anything, rather than comparing it to a predecessor in terms of how fast the speed is or how light the characters feel. I think we should embrace that different feeling that Marvel Tokon will bring and try it out for ourselves. I cannot say I have an opinion on that matter until I have played it, right? I won't know really how I feel about how the game plays until I play it, but it looks really fun so far. We'll just have to wait and see until we play it. We don't know, right? And a lot of people are saying it's really fun, and even playing it one-on-one is a fun experience. So going into this beta, really looking forward to unlocking the potential of tag, seeing what options are available. It is a different call timing in this game, it seems. Right, you're going to call it a little bit earlier than you would. You don't really have a lot of instant tags in this game, so that's also really interesting. And the fact that there's a shooter, a DP assist, and then a assault assist or whatever, it's going to be cool seeing how people compose their team in those first days of the beta. But yeah, guys, that's generally my impression so far of Marvel Tokon. Really looking forward to it. I was gonna do some character breakdowns for you guys, but I don't think we've seen enough to really give an idea of what all these abilities are, because I think a lot of the footage didn't really show off a lot of the abilities we saw on the move list that were provided. So we're gonna have to wait and see and unlock some of the properties for those specials in the beta, see what they can really do. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Headline, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.